Well, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tiana with Storyhouse Books, as usual. Da 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 da. What are we making today? Well, it's Let's Make Stuff Friday. So, let me clean off a little bit of this mess here. We had a request for a library pocket, a Grungy Library Pocket tutorial. So, that's what I did last night. I made a Grungy Library Pocket. So here we go. We got our journaling card in here, right here. So you guys see that? Pretty cool. Here's our library pocket. Got a little cluster here happening. Some cluster work there. Eyelets, some stamping, whatnot on it. And made from file folders. So this is what we're going to do tonight. We're going to make some Grungy library pockets. Okay? So, I do have the measurements for you guys. We're going to use file folders. The hanging Pendaflex type, the green ones. Now, I've already cut some because I want to make sure I had the right size, right, after I did the prototype for it. But I do have the measurements for it. There's going to be 3 pieces to this, if you guys can see that here. So there's the card, the journal card itself, the backing here, and then the actual pocket itself, okay? So as far as measurements go, if you're going to use my measurements, I've got my marker here so I can write these down for you guys. Okay, the card itself, the journal card. The journal card. Okay, this is 3 by 5. By 5. Okay, you guys see that? 3 by 5. Okay? Now, I also went ahead and backed these with some coffee dye paper so you can write on, because they're light enough to write on the back, but I already had some that was backed, so I went ahead and used it. This is another way you can to use some scraps if you wanted to. But again, you don't have to back it. It's up to you, depending on what kind of cardstock you use. For this exercise, we're using these hanging file folders in the green. All right, the backing part, this part here, all right, this is backing here, okay? That's going to be 5.5 by, I believe it's 3.5. I had it written down, but then I covered it with the pocket by mistake. Yeah, 3 by 3.5. Okay? And the pocket itself, okay, that we're going to wrap around it, pocket, let's see this here. The pocket is, and I wrote it down here, is 3 by 4.5. This is all in inches, okay? So our journal card here is 3 by 5. Our backing is 5.5 by 3.5 inches. And our pocket will be 3 by 4.5 inches. Okay? So I'm going to let you guys look at that. Take a screenshot, write it down, what have you. There you go. Got it? You got it? You got it? You got it? Good. All right. Let's move on to the next step here. Now, like I said, I went ahead and cut out the pieces for some of these already. But I also thought, so I grabbed some Tim Holtz also, so we're going to make some out of Tim Holtz. So we'll cut these and make these. But we're going to assemble these and then we'll cut those, okay? Or should we cut them and then assemble them all together? Let's do that. Let's cut these so we can cut them together so you guys can see what they look like. So I grabbed this one because this is actually a blown up picture of the library card. So I thought that was kind of apropos and appropriate to make a library card out of that, a grungy one. And we got this one here, and then we've got this one here. So, going by our measurements, right, that I just gave you from the prototype, we're going to cut these by those measurements. So let me grab my paper cutter here. And we're also going to decorate these tonight, too. Alright, so we said I'm trying to figure out a way. I haven't cut one of these up into a library pocket, so I want to make sure we don't waste any paper, right? So we know this is 10 by 6. So let's cut the backing first, this is the largest piece. And we'll cut it 3.5 by 5.5. Since this way is 6, we won't waste that much paper, right? So 3.5 by 5.5. This little strip will be great for clusters. Let's keep that. Alright, so there's our backing. right? Our journal card is 3 by 5. Hopefully we don't waste them. Let's do it this way. 3 by 5, right? So it's 3 by 5. Here's our journal card. And then our pocket is 3 by 4.5. So hopefully we don't waste any of this. Perfect. Look at that. It's exactly 3. Okay. By 4.5. So yes, we can make a library pocket from one backdrop. And the only things you have left over are these 3 little pieces here. So that right there, that's a tiny journal card or a ticket. Use that for a cluster, right? So these are definitely usable. So we'll keep those. Put those over there. All right, let's go ahead and cut the other Tim Holtz pieces. Okay, let's do it again. So we've got 5.5 by 3.5. So we have 3.5 here. By 5.5. 3 by 5 journal card. And then the 3 by 4.5 pocket. Okay. I cut these right. Why do I feel like something's off here? Those are the same, right? Let's just double check these sizes here. Yep, those are the same. And these are the journal cards. Yeah. These are pockets. Yep. Okay. Everything's fine. All right. Let's keep it going here. All right. With this one, I kind of wanted everything to be this way. So I wonder if I can do the same if I don't do it horizontally. Let's see. So if I do 2 3 by 5s, I'll be missing the 3.5 by 5 backing. All right, let's see if we can do this. Okay, so we're gonna do. Okay, let's just do it. You know, if I do it this way. 5.5, and I'll get a 3.5, but it won't be wide enough to do any more, right? Yeah, so we're gonna have to do it horizontally. Okay, so I'm just doing the math in my head. I don't want to waste anything, right? So let's do the 3.5 by 5.5 backing, the 3 by 5 journal card. And then the 3 by 4.5 pocket. Okay. Alrighty, so those are cut from the Tim Holtz papers, so we won't need this again. And we're actually going to might be doing some die cutting too. I've got a new die cut here. It's this guy. It's pretty cool. So I thought this might be cool for like putting behind like a cluster or something. So I brought it over to just try it out. So we may try that one tonight. I am going to be doing a die cut video here soon for Let's Make Stuff Friday because I got a bunch of those and I got a bunch of new stamps. So that's going to be in episode 2, just FYI. Okay, so we've got our pieces, our backing, our card, and our pockets. Yeah. Backing, card, pocket. Backing, card, pocket. All right, how do we assemble? All right, let's put these aside. And we'll do this one first. Okay, now, if you want to do any stitching, you can. I didn't do it on the prototype that I made last night. Just because I don't think it needs it. I mean, you could. Maybe we'll do one that's got some stitching on it. We'll see. Okay, so supplies you're going to need. Corner rounder, if you want to round your corners. Yes, corner rounder. You're going to need some glue. So we're going to be using art glitter glue. If I can find it. I know I brought it over here. I thought I brought it over. Oh, there it is. Come here, you. Art glitter glue. If you're going to do some inking, you're going to need that. So I'm using Distress ink, scorched timber, of course, and your dauber. We'll be doing some stamping most likely. So grabbing a acrylic block and some stamps. Okay. For the stamping, depending on which paper we're going to be using, I brought over the Versafine Clair in Fallen Leaves. Yeah. And then I also have the Nocturne as well that we'll use on the file folders because they're so dark, right? So I have those. I also have a speckle stamp here. This one came off of the Tim Holtz examination stamp set, right? I've got that. Or use whatever you have. And I also did the decorations. I did with some stained cheesecloth, which I had. What did I do with it? What did I do with my cheesecloth? Because I have 3 different colors that I wanted. Oh, it's over there. Hold on one sec. Okay, this is what you're going to need for your basic, just to make the library pocket and whatnot. As far as decorating, I did bring over some different colors of cheesecloth that I dyed. I have one here in black soot. Here. I've got another one that I did in walnut stain. Here. This one. And this one is the one that I did that's 2 different colors to make kind of like a mossy kind of, I don't know if this translates very well on camera if you can see it, but it came out really cool. So this one I did with the Tim Holtz the Distress Mica Stain in Wicked Elixir. It's a green mica stain with, what was the other one I used? Fallen Acorn. And I got this really cool green mossy color from it. If you guys want to see how I do these, just let me know in the comments, and I will do a video on how I stain my cheesecloths. And the cheesecloth, I just got this from Amazon. No big deal, right? So I got these over to try. As far as decorating, I also have some various stamps, of course, Field Notes and Eccentric. I brought over one of Crafty by Tony's stamp sets, Librarian, because we're making library cards. I got some book page. I've got some die cuts. Just various knickknacks that we're going to try, and then of course pre-made clusters, and then of course some eyelets because we're going to put some eyelets in the corners. Okay. Alrighty, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is ink everything. Yeah. So let's do that. Actually, no. We're going to round the corners that I want to round. So the corners that I round on these pieces is for the backing. I do the top here, top 2 corners, and then I go all the way around the library card itself, right? Okay. Now, if you're going to do any backing, I would do that now, right? So I guess we should do that actually first. Let me grab that paper over. Look at that. I remembered something. Yay! Okay, so let's do that first. And do the backing on library cards, right? Okay. So grab the library cards. And your library cards all measure 3 by 5, right? Alright, so there's the library card here from that bunch. Library card from this bunch. And then library card from the other bunch is right here, I believe. You measure it, make sure I grab the right one. 3 by 5, yeah. So we're going to back these on coffee stained paper. This is 28-pound copy paper that I get from Amazon. That is my standard, by the way. If any of y'all want to know what kind of paper I use, I always use 28. I don't use 20. I'm sorry, 24-pound paper. I don't use 20. I think it's too thin. 24 is nice and thick. It holds up beautifully when you're dyeing it. When you're writing on it, you don't have any bleed through. I just think it's way better for a standard paper. So again, I get it from Amazon. It's a 24-pound paper. Okay? All right, moving on. Let's go ahead and do this. So we're going to use some glue stick. We want to make sure to get all those edges down, right? And I use the Scotch Permanent glue stick. Is my go-to for a glue stick. Always has been. If I was going to stitch anything, I would stitch probably the library cards. just because we're gluing them or backing them. And if we do the stitching, we know that's going to stay down, right? Okay. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. I'm just taking my bone folder to make sure that it spreads out the glue, right? All right, last one here. All right, I'm just going to make sure the paper's nice and flat. All right, then we just cut these out, right? So you either use your paper trimmer or scissors. Let's see if I can do this with my small paper trimmer here. So I don't have to bring out the big guy. Nope, because these aren't on perfect straight. I have cupping these scissors. They're not on there perfectly straight. And if I try to use a paper trimmer, they're going to be uneven. So, no big whoops. Grab some scissors. I'm using a Tim Holtz. I can't remember the length of these. What are these? These are the 9.5s. The largest ones you can get. Now I have purchased all of his scissors at this point. I just got the haberdashery, the small ones. And the only set I don't have is the other set of haberdashery, the larger ones. I don't think I need it. Okay, that's one. Okay, one more here. And you know what? I think I will do some stitching on these just to give it, Tim Holtz one, just to give it a little bit more of a finished look. What do you guys think? I just really don't want the backing to come up or come off. You guys know how I am about things falling apart. I don't. No. I'm always paranoid about that, so I'm always looking for ways to make sure to secure things properly or in a way that things won't fall apart or come apart. So let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to round the corners. Okay, I'm going to use just the 4mm on these. This one is a little bit cleaner edges here. It won't really matter once you ink it though, I guess. But that would bug me because I know it's there. I know it's there. Did I get them all? Nope. Now I got it. Okay, let me just make sure I got these corners even. Okay. All right, there we go. So let's go ahead and ink these. And again, I'm using scorched timber ink, not the oxide. And to repeat why I don't use the oxide, I use the ink for doing the edges, because I feel like using the oxide is a waste of the property itself. Because, I mean, when are you ever going to need oxide on your edges, right? Okay. Oops. You guys be so proud of me. I'm filming early so I don't fall behind this week. So you'll actually get this Let's Make Stuff Friday on Friday. Sorry, I mean, I know the last couple weeks has been a little bit wonky and not consistent. So I've had some things going on. But yeah, so hopefully this way I'll make sure to get my videos out on time for you guys. Okay, so those are inked now. And do I want to stitch the file folder ones? Do I? These are the pockets. These are the pockets. These are the library cards that are already rounded. Should I go ahead and stitch these? I do need to ink them. Ah, another spot here needs to be straight. There we go. Might as well go ahead and ink them because we do need to do that. Especially for grungy, they gotta be all grunged up and dirty. Okay. And see, this is what I'm worried about, that like this right here. See this? So I think we will go ahead and stitch. Maybe we'll use something besides a zigzag stitch too. What do you guys think? Do a combination of straight stitch and zigzag, or what I like to call there's the EKG looking stitch that I love. Okay, a little more ink here. Okay, remember these are grungy, so dirty them up as much as you can. Or as much as you want. It's up to you. Again, I'm not your mama. Do what you want to do. Alright, let's sew this, do this. I'm going to go sew these, or stitch these real quick, around the edges. Do I have all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, I got them all. Okay, everything's rounded and inked, and I will be right back, so hold tight. Okie dokie, and we're back. Alright, I went ahead and did the stitching around these, and I did a mixture of straight and zigzag on all these, right? So let's see, these are all right side up here. I always like to have my threads in the upper left hand corner. For some reason, it's always where I start. I don't know why. So if you're gonna ask, I don't know. It's just what I like. I always start in the upper left hand corner. I just do. Alright, do we need to cut any of these a little bit? I think they're fine. Okie dokie, artichoke. Okay, so next up we've got these stitched. Okay, so let's put these to the side for a moment. And we're going to actually make the pockets. Okay, so let's start with an easy one to see. Right, here's our backing, and here is our pocket. Okay, now I've seen different creators do theirs in different ways. This is how I do it. Okay. And remember, I always say there's no right or wrong way, it's just whatever is comfortable for you, okay? Whatever works for you, so do it that way. Now, I am going to round my corners with a 7mm, just at the top of the backing. There's no need to do it at the bottom because we're about to cover it up, right? And then we can go ahead and ink this. Okay? Now, the bottom part is not that big a deal because you're about to cover it anyway, so just the sides and the top is necessary. I'll do a little extra ink in here because I want a little extra dirty. A little bit of blending here. And then we're going to ink the pocket, but only going to ink the actual top of the pocket. So if we're going to put it like this, I'm only going to ink this, and then once we fold it around, then I'll ink the sides, right? No reason to ink parts that we're not going to see. Now, if you want to put a notch there, go right ahead. I do not on mine. That is a personal preference. Okay. I'm going to put some streaks on here, get some depth there. Alright, now, this is the way I do mine when I'm making the pockets here, okay? I'm going to flip them over. Now, the reason I cut them this size is I want to leave about about a half inch all the way around, okay? So what I do is I'll flip this over and I'll position the backing to where I've got about 1.5 inches or equal distance all the way around, right? And then I will fold this bottom part up to make the bottom of the pocket. Okay? That's nice and straight. Now you could score this, which is probably what I should do, to make sure that it's straight. Okay, let's see if this is straight. Why does that look crooked to me? Alright, change of plans. We're going to adapt just to make sure that it's straight, because if it's not, it's going to bug me to death. I'm going to grab my scoreboard. Okay, make sure I'm still in frame here. Okay, so what are we actually going to use for the scoreboard for? So, I changed my mind. I'm not going to score the sides. I tried that last night, and when I wrapped it around, because the scoring kind of actually takes some of the paper away, it ended up being too narrow, okay? So what we are going to do is we're going to score just the bottom part of the pocket, okay? And we'll do that at 1/2 inch, yeah? Okay. And let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that on all the pockets, yeah? So let me put this to the side for just a moment and grab all the pockets. And we're going to do the same thing on all of them, okay? I want you to, just for the bottom part of it here, down here at the long edge, right? The part that's going to go and wrap around the bottom, I want you to score it at 1/2 inch, okay? Just like an assembly line, might as well just go ahead and do them all, right? And this should ensure that our pocket is straight. Okay, put those back to the side. Put our scoreboard away, we won't need that again. Okay, and let's go ahead and fold at our score mark there. Alright, now that should be a straight pocket. Let's see here. Put it in there, and yes, now we are straight. Okay, so once we do that, flip it back over, okay? And then what I want you to do is just fold over your sides, okay? Just like this. You can actually unfold the bottom part, but just fold over the sides here, like that, and just wrap it around, okay? Alright, let's turn that around. Everything looks good there. Alright, let's unfold it, and then we're going to miter our pocket like we would normally do any other pocket. Okay, so right at the intersection, we're going to go in to where the two folds meet, and then back out. Alright, just going to cut right through it. Where the folds meet. Am I doing the right one? Yeah, let me do it this way so I can see the right one. And then back out. And then you should be good right there. Okay, just that. Alright, now this should fit if we did everything properly. Put that around the correct way. Now if you don't want, everything to match, you could do flip it around so you have some contrast there if you'd like, right? And do it this way is another option, right? Just FYI. But we're going to make them matchy-matchy today. Alright, so the first one I do is I do the bottom here. Fold everything in, make sure everything lines up. And then just take my pin out here. I glue the bottom first. Okay. Then we do the sides, or vice versa, up to you. The order doesn't actually really matter. Just give that a nice brush there with your bone folder as you're moving along. And this is also a good mask make. You just make a bunch of these, just leave them to the side as blanks. You know, don't decorate them, just leave them as bases, like or neutral or whatever. And then pull them out when you need them and decorate them as you need them for whatever kind of journal you're working on, or folio, or whatever project you're working on, right? Alright, there's our pocket, yeah? The pocket's here, everything's glued down. Right? Then we go grab our journal card that matches. And there we go, yeah? There is our first grungy little library pocket. What do you guys think? I think we're cute. Alright, let's keep going. Let's keep making some more. Alright, there's this one. Let's grab its pocket. Right? I'm going to go ahead and fold it at the score mark. I'm going to round my corners. Ink my edges. And ink my pocket entrance here. Alright, flip it over. Flip up the bottom here. I'm going to even out the sides here, make sure they're fairly even. Put this out of the way here in the made pile. And I'm just going to fold over my sides like so. Okay, that should give us an even pocket there, and it does. Miter our corners. Okay, here we go. Make sure everything fits nice, snug, looks even in the front. I think we're good to go. Okay. Okay, get a nice good burnish again. And there's our next one. Let's get the card that goes with it from our pile. There's another. Done. Next. And this is just a rinse and repeat little assembly line going here. Yeah? A little more ink here. I want to get this a little grungier. A little darker up in the corners. Yeah. Okay, and our entrance here to our pocket. And we'll do some more inking on the pocket here in a minute, like around the edges. Yeah. Once we get these all assembled. And we'll see where we are on time and see how many we can decorate. Yeah? Okay. Why does that look crooked to me? I think because it's the way it's cut. It might be throwing me off here. Is that even? It feels like it's a little off. I think it's the way it's cut, or the way these lines are, that is making me think that it's crooked when it's not. Okay. Yeah, I think it's just the lines it's throwing me off. But I can't shake it though, so we're gonna I have to even it up to where it looks even if it's not. Okay. Take a look at this again. Sorry guys. It's gonna drive me nuts if they don't look straight. Okay, so I have to just make a little adjustment here when I glue this down. When I fold these in like this. So what I did is I angled it a little bit to make the lines match correctly. So it didn't look crooked, right? Those are the kind of things we have to do as crafters, right? Just adapt, reimagine, and sometimes things on the fly, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is turn this back around again. Angle it right to where it looks straight. Okay, so this time, okay, like that. I'm going to do the sides first. Because I had to angle the card just a little bit to make these lines on the paper match. You see there's like a little space that I angled it a little bit, so if they're between this side, there's a little bit of space versus this side. Because these lines, the way they're sitting, the way they're printed, and the way that the paper was cut, it looked crooked even though it wasn't. So now I made it look straight, even though it's probably, and even though it's crooked, ironically. But now the lines match up. Much better. Okay, that I can live with. Alright, next one. Let's do these guys here. Alrighty then. Oh, wait. We gotta put the card in our pocket here. And there we go with that one. Alright, then we have these four grungy ones here. So let's do these real quick. And then we'll do some decorating. How are we doing on time? Let's see here. Alright, we're about right as far as the length of my videos, right? So we probably won't decorate them all, but at least we'll get them all assembled, and we'll decorate some of them. Yeah? Okay. So let's go ahead and round all the corners for these, since they're all the same here. We'll ink them. Now again, just remember, you don't only have to ink the top part of this, you don't have to ink the bottom. Just the tops and the sides. Oop, I didn't do that one, did I? Forgot one. Okay, and let's do this one real quick. Okie dokie. Let's get a little more here. La 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 la. You guys know I love to ink up my stuff, especially my corners. There we go. This one needs more right there. Sure. Okay. I'll grab my blender brush here real quick and just run it around real quick. While I love the heavy ink, I also like to soften up the edges of it too, right? Okay, there's those back pieces, and then these are our pockets. So let's just do the entrances here. Oh, I was like, why does it have two lines? This one was already there. That's the one we actually are using. If you're wondering what I'm doing with these lines here while I'm making these marks, I kind of think it gives it a little bit more of like a crinkly look once you blend it out. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Okay, so take my little blending brush here and I'm going to blend these out, and it kind of gives it like a little bit of texture, kind of makes it look like it's crinkled a little bit at the top there. So when you put it on, it looks like kind of like that. Anyway, that's what I like to do. So you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Just a little bit of texture I like to put on there. And this last one. Okie dokie artichokes. Okay, let's put these together. Yes? Same deal, rinse and repeat. Fold it at our score mark. Straight to me. Yeah. Okay. Fold it here. Okay, just fold our sides in. And then we're going to miter here, as usual. Make sure everything fits. How are we looking? Pretty straight? Pretty straight. Okay. Okay. So how is everybody's week going? It is actually, what is today? It's Wednesday. And it is already the, what, 8th of October? And I'm so, like, bummed that I haven't gotten more Halloween stuff out yet. I've hit, like, this creative blockage. Where I'm, like, I've got, like, all these projects that are sitting on my desk. And I'm like, I need to do something with these. Like, remember last year? I mean, I was, like, cranking out stuff like crazy. But this year, I don't know, maybe I feel like the pressure of trying to do, like, more than I did last year. I don't know what it is. But I'm having trouble. this year, which is really odd. This is my time of year, right? It's my people's time. It's God's season. And I just can't seem to get it together. I got great ideas, but like I'm starting things and I just can't finish them. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just putting too much pressure on myself. I don't know. Which is probably the case. I do that all the time. Or I'm famous for putting so much pressure on myself and stressing myself out. Okay. Look good to go here? Yes, we do. Okay. And our sides, of course. And these are real easy to make, you guys. You can make a bunch of these, just have them sitting around, ready to go. It is awesome having, let me tell you, having pre-made stuff ready to go when you need it. Especially when you're like right with me right now and I have a creative block. I was like, I've got some pre-made ephemera and pockets and stuff, so it has been nice to be able to grab some things. But I've also got a lot of stuff just sitting around. Ugh. I've got to get a move on. And I've got some orders to fill for the store. So I think what I was going to do for next week's Let's Make Stuff Friday is show you how I make one of the products that's in my store, my mini junk journals. I do need to refill the stock, so I can show you how to make those. They're really fun to do, and they're really super cute. Alright. Almost done, you guys. Okay. Alright. I'm still in frame. Yes, I think I am. Yeah. Pretty good. Now, you don't have to use file folders or Tim Holtz paper. Use any kind of cardstock you want. I wouldn't use anything that's lighter than 65-pound cardstock. And I wouldn't go any heavier than 85. Once you get into the thicker stuff, you're going to risk this part here cracking. Okay? You want a little bit of flexibility so you can make those folds, right? Okay, here we go. The last one here. Okay. Come on now. Straighten up. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, last one here, and then we'll get to some fun stuff, yeah? And again, if you made it this far, I guess it's a moot point now, but, you know, you can always I always tell you guys, you're not hurting my feelings by fast forwarding. I don't do any stopping because that's what I've been asked to do by most of my subscribers that leave, or my subscribers who leave comments. So I can only go by what you guys tell me, and I keep being told that you want to see the whole thing. So I ain't stopping. You guys can always fast forward. Because I don't cut out anything. I only stop for breaks. Or when I notoriously forget something on the other side of the room. So there's not some dead air while you're waiting for me to come back. I think I'm going to take a break here real quick because I need some more coffee. Alrighty, our pockets are done. This is our prototype that we're going to put back in our idea box. Or idea book, rather. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the file folder ones. We've got 3 of the Tim Holtz ones. 2, 3, and then we got the prototype here, the one I made last night. Yeah? So, I'm going to take a break real quick and grab some more coffee, and I will be right back. Okay? Okay, you guys. Alright, so now what are we going to do? Well, let's do some decorating, some fun stuff. On the one I did last night, so I did some cheesecloth here, some eyelets here, some stamping. I did some texture stamping, some cluster work that I had that I pre-made, some book page, and again some stamping on here, right? And you can do however you like to make yours grungy, right? So what we're going to do is, I don't know yet, we're going to do what we do. Let's see what happens. I grabbed some, if you're going to do texture, which I like to do, I do grungy, you're going to want to do the texture stuff first, right? Now, this one's probably not going to get too much stamping because it's so, so dark and so busy, so I'm going to put that one to the side. And let's work on one of these, and then maybe that one first. So probably these two here will mostly get maybe some clusters on it. Maybe some stamping depending on what the stamp is, but definitely clusters and some cheesecloth. But I'm going to put those to the side for now. And let's work on these two. So let's start with this one here. Alright, first thing I want to do, what I want to do first. Let's put some texture on it, yeah? So let me grab my little stamp paper here. And I'm going to grab my acrylic blocks. Of course, my speckling one, we're going to need that. You know I was going to bring out the grid stamp. Of course, that one had to come out. What else are we going to use? I grabbed basically all my stamps. Because there's something like, redeeming in all of them. I don't know what I want to do. Shooting from the hip. I'm even going to probably put some die cuts on here. Okay? So let's start with some stamping. And I want to do some numbers on this one. But let's do the texturing first. I'm definitely going to use the grid. And I should probably do it. We're going to go ahead and use the fallen leaves because it's really dark. A very, very dark brown. And I think it'll look just fine on this dark green. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, totally fine. Totally fine. We'll put something going this way. Like it. Yep. Let's see, put some on here. I love this stamp if you haven't noticed. I use it all the time. As you might have noticed. I like it. I like it a lot. There we go. That's plenty. For that one. For that one. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to put some speckling on here. And I'm going to use the same Versafine Clair fallen leaves here. Just a little. In the corners maybe. I may come back with another texture stamp later on. Who knows? Is that enough speckling? No. Right there. There. That's enough. Actually, I'm going to put a bunch in the corner. Up here. And then some more down here in this opposite corner. Okay, now that's enough, I think. Okay, that's enough texture, I think. We'll stick with the speckling and the grid for these. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is decorate the back of here, okay? So what I think I want to do is, I want to try this die and see. I mean, I've already done one before, and I really liked the result. So I was thinking about cutting out this die and putting it either the back of here or on here. Maybe on here. Let's do that. Let's try that. And I'm going to do it in black, and I got tons of black scraps from filming yesterday. So we got that. We got my little big shot here. And I brought a bunch of other dies as well for making clusters and just for giggles. For blanking giggles. Hell, I'm gonna say it. Shits and giggles. Damn. Like, why am I not cussing? I cuss all I want to. If I want to cuss, I want to cuss. I'm a cuss. If you're offended, sorry. My bad. Sorry, not sorry. Alright, get in there. There we go. Let's see what this looks like. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of them. Get that out of the way here. Ooh, this is going to be a pain in the booty to weed. And where is my weeding tool? Oh, God. I don't know where it is. And I usually have it with me at all times. I use it to... Oh, no. I'm going to need that thing. Where is it? Y'all, I need my weeding tool. Jim, Merry Christmas. Alright. It's alright. Work the problem, Tiana. Work the problem. We can use tweezers, right? I can find those. That'd be great. There we go. We'll use tweezers to get this thing out. Oh, this is going to be a pain. Oh my goodness, look at all the little dots. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run this over it and see if I can get these dots out here. And then try to lift this out. It looks really cool. It looks like it's going to be a pain to lift out. Look at all the dots that I got to push through to get it out. Probably should have done this beforehand. Alright, let's see if I can get this out. Oh, this looks kind of cool. Oh, I like this thing. Oh, I like this thing a lot. Look at that. And once I get all the dots out, that's going to be flipping cool. Sure would be nice if I had a weeding tool. I need to get one of those weeding, just for this piece alone. I was thinking one of those like weeding brushes. But if you like just run your tool across it, you can usually get these things out pretty quick. Hopefully I can do it without tearing it. But it almost looks cool leaving some of them in though, doesn't it? Kind of digital, kind of a deal thing. It actually looks kind of cool leaving some of them in. I wonder what it would look like if I left some of them on there. That looks kind of cool too. I think I might do them both ways. But for this one, let's go ahead and empty it out. Again, please fast forward. If you would like. Unless you really want to watch me weed this one hole at a time. Okay, almost done. Isn't there like a little weeding like roller brush too that they have? I could have sworn I've seen something like that before. This would be perfect for that. It'd be perfect for this particular die cut. Alright, now that looks cool. I like this die cut a lot. And it matches with the grid. I think it would go cool right there. With like a cluster on it. I mean, it would even work like down here. It would work on the back of here even. I don't know about back here because then sliding your card in and out, it may catch. I mean, you'd have to really glue this thing down, right? So, yeah. I'm going to say we'll put it on the library card for sure, right? That's going to take some intense, like, gluing. So we're going to do some spreading with the glue for this one to get it down, right? Especially the edges. And then we could probably even do it something like this, kind of on and off, right? That would be cool. All right, let's do a couple more of these just to have them. Yeah. Let me empty out this thing of eyelets dots. Definitely should have done this off camera. So you know what I will do, because this is going to take me a minute. I am going to do a few more of these off camera, just so you don't have to watch me do this. Because this has got to be torture. It's torture for me to do it. So I'll be right back. Let me do like 3 or 4 more of those, or however many, and I'll be right back. Okay? Okay, that was an ordeal. Be glad you did not have to watch me do that. I got 5 done, and it took me a hot minute to get all these little doodads out. There's a couple that I didn't even bother doing. It was just like one at a time. Get these out. They're totally cool. I love this die. I did another one in the craft paper as well. It's enough that I would actually invest in one of those little rollers to what do you call them? Weeding rollers. I don't know what to call them, but just to do these. This is work intensive, but it really is a cool die, right? What you think? So I got this off of, I believe I got this off Temu. Where's the bag? Here it is. I got this off Temu. The serial number on it is, it's got 2 numbers on it, but it's called Lapo, L-A-P-P 3D background grid, 3.9 by 2 inches. Number on it, it's got 2 numbers on it. One is CCD166AG USA, and the other one is X, looks like 003XQD3Q7. So I'm going to bring it up to the screen so you guys can hopefully see that. Take a screenshot of it or whatever if you guys want to get this die. It's totally cool. On Temu. So, there we go. Okay? Alrighty. Now, let's see about decorating. We are, well, typical for my videos. We're passing, you know what? It doesn't matter. We're going to keep going until I feel like stopping. But I definitely want to use these in the decorating. So let's start with one of the, we were already working on one of the file folder ones, right? We put some background on it, right? We did the grid and some speckling here. I want to put some numbers here. So some sort of, like you would normally see on a library card, right? With the dates and whatnot. So, let's see, what do I have that we can do that? I have another grid stamp. This is a tracker that we could do, right? And put those down here like this would be one thing. And I also have a stamp that has a bunch of numbers. So let's do this. We're going to, well, see, I've already got this grid on here though. If I put a grid on top of that, it's going to get really messy. So what if I just did some lines? I do have a stamp that does just lines. Let's do that. But to find it, I went ahead and yes, I grabbed all my stamps. I did. I know. I've got a problem. Here we go. So I do have some stamps here, texture stamps that do just the lines. Like this one here, I think we could use right here. Let's use this one to start with. Oh, good Lord. I need more. I need another desk. No, I don't. I need to clean up. That's what I need to do. Alright, so let's see here. We got this. And if I can get this off of there. Alright, let me grab my stamping paper here. So what I'm thinking is kind of like that going down. And then I've got some months and whatnot. Or I've got a date stamp that we could also use. So let's do this. Here we go. And let's do the Versafine here. Or should I do the archival jet black? I just don't want it to smear, right? But the Versafine Clair gives it, for some reason, gives it cleaner lines. Or, I don't know, maybe it's the pigment. Alright, let's see how this works out. I'm sorry if I get into the camera here because I'm trying to see what I'm doing. Let me do right about down here, that I can put like a title or something at the top. That'll work. And then we'll do another set of the bottom, yeah? That's a little crooked, but that's not that bad. You can barely tell it's crooked. So we'll do again. Let's see if we can. Oh man, I just smeared all of my fingers. Let's see if we can kind of line them up. Excuse me, guys. I'm gonna get right into the camera here. I'm trying not to, but it's inevitable at this point, I think. I'm trying to line these up, so just gonna go with it. That's not too bad. Actually, that's pretty good. Not bad at all, Tiana. It came out a lot straighter than I thought it would. Especially looking at it the way I have the angle that I can't, since I'm filming, I can't be right up on top of it like I normally would be. So I can see what I'm doing. So I'm kind of half-ass guessing where to put it. Alright, so that's one. We're going to leave this stamp out. So I think we'll use it again, I think. Pretty sure we will. There we go. Let's leave this one out. Out and about, yeah? Okay, so then what else? Some dates, maybe? So I do have a date stamp around here somewhere. Yep, I do right here. One of these little guys, right? At Office Depot. Let's just do some random things on here. So we've got, what is it, September 30th without a year on it. What is this, 20, 23. How about we do without a date? That way it stays kind of vintage, right? What is this? This is PM, AM. Paid. What is this? Due. Let's do due. How about that? Due? Yeah? Okay. Alright, let's do that. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, entered. Where's due? I thought I had due on here. Paid. What is that? Is that received? I thought it had due on here. Paid. What is that one? What does that say? Answered. Oh, that's dumb. I wanted to say due on there. Well, that just... Boo. Boo, boo, boo. Answered, received, paid. Well, I guess received would make more sense, right? Okay, so let's see what this looks like. Okay. We'll just do this all the way down, because then, you know, like, and just like this, it'd be kind of like all over the place, right? So it doesn't have to be straight. Just gonna stamp it. And then another one. Then I'll change the month real quick to like October and just random number. Okay, so 5, October. And let's change the number again. Let's go to November. Do a little bit off center. Do a December one. Alright, now we're getting into, what does that say? January. Change the number again. February. Change the number again. And we'll do March. Change the number again. Another March. April. Let's do a 1. And 2. April 12th. There. And how about May 14th? Like that. What do you think? Okie dokie. Now what else? I want to put something up here like, I don't know. Ooh, I know. I got a book classification number stamp here. And this is the tidbits from Tim Holtz here. Let's do that. I think I'll do that on the top up there. Book classification number. What do you think? Right there. I think that'll be good. Put that here. And it needs a number. So how about we got a number on here that's not too terribly huge. Looking. Well, Fidgy widgets. Let me grab one from Old Faithful here. Eccentric, I'm sure there's a number here. Here we can use. Here we go. And there's our journal card. What do you think? I know it took a little bit. Alrighty. Turn that off. Put that back. Alright, there's one journal card. So go in there like this. And then we can still even decorate this one like I did with this one over here, right? If you wanted to. Should I? Let me put some book page here and a cluster. I think I'm going to leave it the way it is. And then decorate the back of here and here. Yeah? Let's do that. Okay. So, let's do some... Where'd those little things go that I just had out, that I just made? Or... I want to do this. I'll do that here, I think. Yeah. Yep, we'll do that over there. Okay. So we're going to do that there. I'm actually going to cut this. And use this half on here and this other half on another piece. Let's do that. Okay. Now, as far as gluing, I think we're going to use glue stick for this. Let's try glue stick on here and see how it goes. I think this will be less of a mess, I think. I don't know. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Where do the tweezers go? Tweezers, tweezers, y'all. Where'd I put them? Where'd I put my tweezers, you guys? Oh, damn it. Excuse my language. Crud. Okay, it's stuck. Here we go. Got it up. Let's straighten this out here. Okay, straighten that out. Alright, let's see how this goes. Yep. Stuck to my finger. If I had my tweezers, it'd be a lot easier. Or maybe it wouldn't be. I don't know. I'll line it up with the edge here. Ugh, come on. Alright, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to press down on it. See if that gets to stick. Okay, that did work. And then I'm going to take my glue stick and I'm going to roll it over it. Like that. What do you guys think? I think that looks pretty cool. Right there. Alright, I think that works. Alrighty, cool. Cool beans. Alright, we'll leave that there. I think we'll do, well, at least save this piece. Let's put some cheesecloth up there, I think. Let's do some black. I think is a good idea. I'm going to snip off a little bit of this black cheesecloth here. Try to find the scissors that I want to use. Come on, you guys. Uh-oh. I lost my top to this. That's not good. Okay. Let's cut off some black just a little bit. Put that up here. Spread it out a little. What do you think? Up here at the top, maybe? Or do I want to use the other piece? I kind of want to use that other piece. I do. Okay, we're going to use the other piece. Yep, gonna do it. I'm not going to overthink it either. Okay. I'm going to do this lightly this time. Okay. I think that got it. Okay, I'll put that up here in this corner. Right. Just gonna roll it with my glue stick here. So far, so good. Alright, I think we're good with that. I like that. What do you guys think? Yay, nay? Alrighty, I'll put that cheesecloth over there. Okay, so this is what we got so far. And this would slide in here, like so. Not totally grungy yet, but we're getting there. Alright, now let's see. I think now it's time for some cluster work. Yes, yes, yes. Cluster, cluster, clusters. Do I want to put some book page right there and a cluster? Let's see what we got for clusters over here. Okay, I'm going to grab my pre-mades. And let's see what we got. Alright, let's make some room here. It's getting a little messy again. Come on, get in there. Thank you. All right, let's see here. See if any of these will work. I've got another whole box over there too. So let's take a look. See here. So I want to put a cluster here. So we're going to like something small. Something. Oh, that might work. Right there. Something flat up here. No. I may not put anything right there, actually. Maybe just a label or something, and then put this here. And put an eyelet there. Eyelet here or there. Definitely on the definitely on the journal card. No. So no, that's winning so far. Leave these out. This is a cool one. But I don't want to cover that up. That's a cool grungy one too. Which one do you like better? I think I like this one better. Just because I want some color. And then I think we should put a little person there. What do y'all think? That would look cool too. Overthinking it. I like the color, but I like the size of this one better. I should have put this a little bit higher. That would have made it a little bit better, I think. But I think we're going to go with that. Either the ticket or the red. I've got more. Let's see here. That looks cool too. Let's see here. Ouch. Oh, I like that. There's a winner. Okay. That's going to go there. And I don't know if we need a person on there. What do you guys think? Should we put a little person on? We can always come back and do that later. But I'm going to put this one right about here because I want it to kind of look a little tab hanging off a little bit. Yeah, that's the winner. Yep. And I want to put some more. Doesn't need any more stamping, so I think we do need to put a little person here. Or I put add to this. I want to add to that cluster. Kind of do. See, this is what's good with all these little mini clusters as well. If you want to add to a cluster that you need to add a little more oomph to, look at that. Just adds a little bit more to it. Yeah? So yeah, we're going to do that. I think we're going to add that right there. Yep. Let me darken it up just a little bit. I like it. Alright, so for the journaling card, let's put some eyelets on it, and we're going to put an eyelet there. Do I want to put a cluster back there? We could just put this little guy right there. What do you guys think? I think that might be plenty for this one. Depends on how grungy we want to. Ooh, I kind of like that though. Kind of do. And I don't hate that either. So put that there and put the journaling card in. It shouldn't be a problem. Alright, which one do you like better? This one? Or that one? I think that one's too little much. This would be better down here, I think. So let's put that one away. This one here. Do I need any more additions? No. We're good. Yeah, I'm going to put that one right there. Let it hang a little bit so we can see that. Right about there. Yep, that's the one. Alright, let's darken this up a little bit. Also, then we're going to check the time. See if we got time to do one more. Look at the grunge on this one. Y'all requested a grungy library card. Well, I'm giving you a grungy library card. Alrighty. Let's put some hardware on this guy. I kind of want to put some book page here. What do y'all think? Book page, maybe this guy. I'm wondering. I do. Book page, please. I've got some German book page over here. And let's just take a strip off. So what I'm thinking is something like so. Like kind of here. And then this kind of like right there. What do y'all think? With or without it? I think it needs it. I think I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it. Ooh, we can put some boo-boo tape on it too. Yeah, let's do that. Boo-boo tape, boo-boo tape, boo-boo tape. It's a little white for me, so let's make sure we get this nice and dirty. Speckle it up too while we're at it. Yeah? So I'm going to put this here. Do a little bit of speckle on it there. Like so. Stick with me. I know it looks a little bit weird at the moment. This here. And then, what about... we could put a number on it too. Or do I want to put boo-boo tape? Let's try boo-boo tape first. I think that's a good idea. Boo-boo tape, where are you? There's some. This is the Tim Holtz cello tape, which I just love. Oh my god. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Let's see what sizes I've got left. I want a medium size, something medium. Let's see, I don't think I've used all the medium ones. Let's see. There's one. I may have to cut one. Yep, I think I'm going to cut one because I want to use like that size. So I'm going to cut this one like that. It'd be nice if I glued it down first, Tiana. Duh. Jeezy crazy. Is that right there first? Yep. That right there. Okay, and then this here. And then some boo-boo tape. Right here, I think. Yep. What do y'all think of that? I think that looks pretty cute, actually. I like it, I like it, I like it. Where is my tools? Let's give this a nice little burnish here. Make sure that tape doesn't come off. That's pretty cute, right? Then put that in here, and then we'll put some eyelets on it. Eyelets, yes, eyelets. And they're not done yet, y'all. All right, eyelets. You could even put like a little dangle on the library card too. Ooh, well, maybe we should do that. All right, when is it enough? It's never enough. All right, we're gonna put an eyelet up here for sure. Get in there, please. And then, so this will go in here. Let me glue that down a little bit better. Okay. Don't want that snagging or anything, right? If I put this in here, and an eyelet there. Should I put an eyelet? Yeah, I'm going to put it over there too. Yep. Kind of want to put one there, and I kind of want to put one down here. Maybe I will. I am. I'll put one down here too. Why not? All right, there's one. All nice and done. All right, what do you guys think? Let me see here. This one's all done. I think is good. What do you guys think? Cool? Yes? No? Maybe? There's a little library card with the writing space on the back. Yes, some stitch in. Got some clusters on here. Got some die cutting. All fits together. Some eyelets on there as well. Some boo-boo tape. I like it. So we got this one. And then this one I did. This is the one I did last night. Yeah. Very similar, but not. This has got some more stamping on it. And cheesecloth, of course. So we did these two. I think I'm going to call it there. Or maybe I should go decorate the other ones and then show you the end result. What do you think? Let's see. You know what? Yeah, let's just call it a night for this, and then in the next video, maybe I'll show you I'll finish decorating the other ones. But so here's our Grungy Library Pockets. Okay, for our Let's Make Stuff Friday. Let me know what you guys think in the comments if you have any questions, or which one's your favorite? Which one do you like better? I think I'm liking this one a lot. But yeah, if you're new to our channel and you like what you saw, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell and get notified anytime we upload new content. Also in the description will be links to our Etsy store, our Ko-fi site, and our Instagram links. So if you guys are making stuff, please tag me on Instagram. I would love to see what you guys are making. And if you liked the video, please hit the like button. I really appreciate it. If you didn't like it, let me know that too. You don't have to be nasty about it. Be constructive in the comments. Let me know what you didn't like. And I take constructive criticism really well. And you guys know I love comments. So leave me comments. Leave me comments. My favorite thing. Do it. Do it. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Love you guys. Hey, you guys. I'm back. I changed my mind. I wanted to go ahead and show you guys what I made as far as the Grungy Library Pockets are concerned. So I went ahead and finished all the ones that we cut up, and I wanted to see what you guys thought, so check them out. Here's one here. This is one of the first ones I made. And then we had, I think we did this one together, right? And then like this one here. We used some like die cuts with the gears there. That was cute. Another one here. Lots of cluster use here. I'm gonna have to make some more clusters. I think I used like half of what I had doing these. But they came out really cute, I think. What do you guys think? Let me know which one is your favorite in the comments below. If you have any questions or whatnot. This is one of the spooky ones I made. Check this one out. I love this one. Cute, right? Spooky. Booga booga. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys what we ended up making, or what I ended up finishing up from our Let's Make Stuff Friday video. So, hope you guys had fun with the video. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye. Love you.